We'll throw it on them, see if one moves. Oh, here we go. What? Oh, here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Got some tough customers here, Mitchell. Huh? Got some tough customers here. He's coming up, he's coming. Now we got two of them. One's got to go. Yep, there he goes. Fish on. Number one. They had a little three-way party going on, fighting over that slip bobber. There we go. I would imagine, like a lot of times here, the slowest fishing is going to be right away in the morning here. But that's a good way to start the day off, eh, Mitchell? Yeah, we ain't going to catch any small ones today, brother. We ain't catching no small ones.
The GoPro on your head looks so dorky.
I know, I understand the GoPro looks really dorky. Touch this fish, Mitchell.
It's a nice fish, though.
Touch it with your hand. He's so much warmer than the air.
Oh.
Which is why you're going to see generally the slowest fishing in the morning on these spring days that have real cool nights. And it will only get better as the day goes on very often. That's a nice fish right there.
Really nice fish.
16 3/4.
I'd say maybe 16 and 5/8.
5/8? Yeah, well, we agree to disagree. Let's let that guy go. Onward and upward. Look at this thing he's got on his face, Mitchell. He's got a little bump right there. See you later, brother. Cool to watch him on the old live, that is for sure. And I am very excited about this guy right here. The sharpshooting slip bobber, which we'll take a deep dive into. This thing is an absolute monster, and I finally got to play my hand in the old slip bobber game, which is in your blood as a Wisconsin angler. Am I right, Mitchell? We are the slip bobbering state. Our official state walleye fishing technique is the slip bobber. It's on
I
our.
remember doing seminars in the Dakotas. And they were like,
Oh yeah.
Can you rewind that?
You go out to North Dakota and everything's bottom bouncer. And here in good old Wisco, we like our bobbers, baby. Oh, the cow. That was fast. That was fast. Oh no, real tangle. All right, we're back, baby. Fish on.
I had like no function getting the camera on in time.
Oh, we got it on the old hat cam, baby.
That bobber went down.
I wasn't even looking, dude. I was literally looking at my graph saying, oh, I'm going to see him come up here in a second. But as I was kind of messing around, nice fish, though. Nice fish. Those ones were down deep. And as we were discussing in the intro, a lot of times what I think you see happen is cold nights, these fish kind of mesh down in the weeds a little bit more. And then as the day goes on, they'll kind of rise up. But another super nice one there on the old slip bob sharpshooter. He ate it, son. The one thing I am absolutely in love with, just as much as... Whoa, 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 whoa. Just as much as I'm excited about the slip bobber, I'm excited about this jig which we designed just for slip bobber fishing. I might be able to sneak this hook out here. Here we go. Number 2. But one thing which I've been incredibly excited about, as much as the slip bobber, the kind of these custom jigs which we designed for slip bobber fishing, it was always hard to kind of find like short shank live bait jigs with really good hooks on them. And we finally have kind of our perfect solution here. The gap on that hook right there and how sturdy that thing is, unbelievable. You don't have to set the hook super hard on a slip bobber. It's more of kind of a reel into them. But with that gap and the way that barb is all big and sticky like that, you ain't gonna lose many fish, Mitchell. Even a guy like you might be able to land one on the old slip bobber. Got jokes, all right. Let's get it going. One thing I'll do with these leeches is kind of thread them on, pop them up through that wire keeper like that, and when they hit the water and they'll stretch out, it just keeps that thing locked on real good. Pro tip of the day: take it to the bank, baby. Here it comes, they're flying. He's got it. Fish on. Those ones are really nestled down in there, as you guys could see. But he couldn't evade the mega live. And he couldn't say no to a nice juicy leech. Yeah. Well, you know, as the cameraman, you gotta be ready. Because I'm watching you, and whenever you're not ready, I'll put it right on a fish, yeah. There we go. Little guy. Cute one. Not quite the size. We're shooting for, we need a 23 incher today, Mitchell.
It's nice markings, though. I like this fish.
We need a 23 incher today. Boop. There he goes. Back down.
Well, then what are you doing?
We need a 23 incher today.
Quit messing around.
I'll find one. It might take a while. You know what you did, though? You spilled my leeches.
Well, why do you put stuff right
Not only do you break my fishing rods, Mitchell, but okay, here's some.
This is where I have
the internet has been convinced that I was way too hard on you for when you broke my fishing pole. There's tons of people that were, I think, legitimately concerned. They're like, give the guy a break. He's just trying to film the videos. And not that it was friendly banter. I don't care about the broken fishing rod, you guys, but I am not going to miss an opportunity to harass Mitch. That is for damn sure.
Anybody who's actually concerned, I'll throw Tom over the boat with that.
Oh, how would you get to shore? How would you get to shore? You couldn't handle this kind of horsepower. All right, guys, I want to show you guys kind of what we're rigging today. Super cool project, which the more I get into the fishing industry, the more I wiggle my way into certain things, the more I get to put my hands on kind of some product development type things and then bring them to you guys. Stuff that makes your life easier, stuff that makes my life easier as a fisherman. Slip bobbering has just been ingrained in us. It's such a powerful way to catch a fish, and with a lot of the technology, it's made it even more productive. So, wanted to come out with this bobber system that is designed for this style of fishing, and that's when we came out with the Kalen's Sharpshoot slip bobber system. And this is a super cool, it really is a system. It's a product, but it's a system. So this is the brand new Kalen's Sharpshoot slip bobber. Comes in two sizes, a 1/4 and a 1/2. Why would it come in two sizes? for fishing shallow or fishing deep. A lot of times this time of year, we're fishing pretty shallow. So this is a smaller bobber that lets the fish pull it down easier with less weight on it. This is the 1/4 ounce size. This style, this shape of bobber I really like because it kind of gives a little bit of this natural rocking action. It also casts like a bullet. Now, we put our own weighting system in here that lets me fire this crossways in the wind, into the wind, to specific targets, whether that's a weed edge, whether that's specific pods of fish like we're doing today. The main thing with this is what I'm going to show you guys. It is sleeved all the way through. So when you go to put line through this, like all the other slip bobbers, it was always a nightmare to do this. With these ones, you're going to put the slip bobber line in there, and it is going to go right through. There's nothing for it to catch on in there. That alone is huge. The number of times I've spent in my life sitting here with a slip bobber going like, oh, it won't go through, it won't go through. It keeps catching on something, it keeps catching on something. Not with this one. That line will thread through there. Even this coarse braided line will thread through there immediately on the first go. So that's huge, right? On top of a slip bobber, it really is a system. So we wanted to come out with not just the slip bobber, but what actually brings the fish into the boat. And this is the Kalen's live bait slip bobbering jig. Now, these will pair good with really either bobber, but the way they're designed is in a 16th ounce or an 1/8 ounce. This is the 16th ounce, which I like on these lighter slip bobbers for fishing shallow. If I'm going to go deeper, I'll go to that 1/8 ounce one. It also will come with a pack with everything you need to rig that slip bobber up. This is the 1/4 ounce float pack, the 16th ounce jig. It'll also come in with a 1/2 ounce, and that'll change your rigging as well. But the main thing with this jig is we really needed some kind of live bait jig with very small finesse hooks, a wire keeper for holding crawlers or leeches, and then a wide gap strong hook, which is exactly what this is. It's always hard to find light jigs with strong hooks for this style of fishing when you're trying to drive a hook home on a fish that's way out there when your slip bobber goes down. So we're going to kind of rig this up together right out of the sharpshooting pack, which I already opened up, so it's kind of falling apart a little bit now. But basically everything is in here in which you are going to need to rig up a slip bobber. You got your weights, swivels, beads, knots, everything like that. So the first thing when you're rigging up a slip bobber is obviously you need your bobber knot, which comes right in the pack here. Thread that onto the line. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. We'll get that on there. Pinch that real tight. Snug that up as much as we can. And then slide it way up our line. Get that out of the way. Next thing, we need the bead, which comes right in the pack as well. Take the bead. Thread the bead onto said line. Take your 1/4 ounce slip bobber. Slide said slip bobber onto your line. Boom, slip bobber on line. Now, in our 1/4 ounce jig kits, these will come with a 1/4 ounce weight on there. The heavier ones will come with a heavier weight for sharpshooting fish deeper, generally in the middle of summer when we start doing a lot of that. Thread your weight on there. Next, swivel. Grab our swivel. Put the swivel on there. I'll go ahead and link all of this stuff in the description below as well, so that you guys can check all of it out. Truly, a couple products, I think they're going to make your life a lot more simple. We'll get the swivel tied on there. We'll trim our tag. Next thing we need, we're fishing kind of dirtier water today, so I don't need a super long lead. So I'm just going to rig like 2 feet of 10-pound fluorocarbon on here. We'll get that on there, tie this on real fast. Then we obviously need our jig. I like gold out here, but we come in a whole bunch of different colors, whether it's kind of fire tigery if you're fishing dirty water. Gold just kind of seems to work everywhere. If you're fishing real clear water and you want something natural looking, kind of go with that natural looking one right there. I just love gold for pretty much everything I do. These slip bobber jigs have a 90-degree eye, so that's going to help to keep your presentation really horizontal, whether you're fishing a crawler, a leech, whatever it might be. It's going to keep that thing sitting real straight and horizontal like that on that rig right there. So trim our tags on that. Next thing we got to do is just trim our tag on our slip bobber knot. Boom, boom. We'll cut that off real quick, and then we are live in the game fishing. So this is how we're rigging up these slip bobbers. I've been asked this question a million different times over the years. Now we have kind of a great line of products that make this whole process super simple. And not just super simple, but a couple of advantages which I think make a big difference. The weighted sharpshooting bobber that's sleeved all the way through, that slides super fast and goes on super fast. On top of that, we got this delivery system, which is the bobber, down to the hooking system, which is this live bait jig. Big wide gap, super sturdy hook on finessey jig heads. This is the slip bobber setup I'll be running all summer long. And now we just thread a leech on there or a crawler for fishing in the middle of summer and start casting at a bunch of fish. He was all over it. Trying not to hit the troll. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back.
Oh, I just saw it go down.
Oh, he's all over
I
it.
just saw it go down. Give me a good solid.
Oh. Dude, I absolutely love watching these things
How's it feel?
interact. It's feeling good on forward facing. One thing to do that I've noticed makes a big difference is that when you are looking at these fish on live like that, you know, they're 20, 30 feet from the boat, and you're fishing a stationary presentation where you're hoping they come up and dart. It's tempting in that situation where like the bobber's behind you to want to like whip the boat around so you can look at them. Try to stay off the trolling motor when those fish are right there, because the more you try to mess around on it and blast that trolling motor around in a circle, the more you're going to end up spooking those fish. It's probably a 15.5 incher, I'd say.
Yeah, nice fish.
Beautiful little keeper size one there. We are going to catch a whole bunch of much larger fish on slip bobbers this year, but this like early spring or springtime slip bobber pattern is so cool. I wanted to come out and film it again. But it is first week in May still, isn't it?
It is.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Water temps 59, warming up to like low 60s during the day. The crappies are in the bays. The walleyes are in the weeds.
Woo!
The slip bobbers be dropping.
Makes me say next week, film on your own. I'm guiding, baby.
Yeah. What am I going to do? Film on myself, Mitchell.
What's that?
How am I going to film by myself?
What do you mean? We've done it before.
I've done it a couple times before.
I mean, the videos suck, but you can still do it.
They do suck. Some people actually say that...
No, they're not bad.
Some people say they prefer the videos where I'm solo. And I think it's... some people like the old school, like, simple video, you know, which is fine.
No, I think they're really good.
There's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. They're really good. I don't know what the preference is. It's just like...
Different strokes for different folks.
Either way. You're catching walleyes and giving information.
Yeah, pretty much. See, I'm just going to drift right now. I'm going to keep that live on them. Flying up, flying up, flying up, going down.
Oh, it's down, it's down, it's down.
Small.
Oh, the bobber's already out.
Small. Tapeworm. He's got a tapeworm on him, too. You want to take this tapeworm home, Mitchell?
Is that what it is, a tapeworm?
Yeah. Caught one yesterday like this, too.
Oh.
You know, put that in your old lady's pasta tonight?
Yeah, that'd go well.
I mean, I'll keep it and put it in your pasta. If you're a biologist, let me know, but I'm 99% sure it's a tapeworm.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is. See you later.
Still a decent fish, though. It was 15 inches.
That one's easy to catch. He's got to keep eating to keep up with that tapeworm. You ever have a tapeworm?
No. Have you?
Same. Some days I swear I do. That's how I keep this small, girlish physique.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He's all over it. He's all over it. Come on.
I can't see because of the sun.
What's the deal? He left, but he can't resist. He's coming back. He's coming back. Hold the phone. Oh, yep, he did it.
Did he bite?
Oh!
Oh my gosh. How?
I don't know. You guys enjoy my play-by-play there, though?
That was the worst hook set I've ever seen.
I know. I felt like I was
Literally.
setting the hook like on a blue. I was like
That was
Is that what it looked like?
Yeah, it was so bad.
Well, I literally couldn't see. I thought my line was tight. Now those
That's
are
not an
those are excuses.
that's not a good one.
It's probably the first one you've ever seen me miss like that.
No, it's definitely not.
I missed a fish in 2011, and then this one.
Yeah.
Game over. Game over. Not even fair. Da, 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 da. They're flying. They're flying. All over it. All over it. Oh, down. There we go. That was a good school. See how they're just all kind of nestled down there in the weeds? It's like a decent fish here, Mitchell.
Is it?
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, huh?
Nice.
Do I boat flip them?
Sure.
There we go.
18 inches.
Oh.
And you lost
Just
it.
barely got them, too. Fun, though. And that was a pretty good pod. This little pattern, we did a deep dive on it on Walleye Now, on exactly how to kind of find fish in these warm water bays and then target them. A lot of times these fish don't pop super well on like a sonar or side imaging or things like that. So a lot of times they get real angry, but what you want to do is kind of watch that video. It'll be under Spring, Natural Lake or Flowed Reservoir System. Does a really good job of kind of walking through this exact situation, how fish are in here and what they're doing and how to find them. So that video should kind of point you in the right direction. That leech is getting a little ugly looking. We might just swap it out. All over it, all over it. Eat it, eat it.
Woo!
Possibly better, Mitchell?
Is
I don't
it?
know, we'll see. If this one's not better though, we're gonna run around and look for a better one.
This like Green Bay better?
Birds of a color flock together. Well, what's that saying?
I don't even know.
Do you even know where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
It's a nice fish though.
That's a really nice fish.
I think we can get bigger though somewhere else.
That's a solid one.
I mean, you can't complain about this one. But I think we can honestly do better. I mean, we need that 22, 23 incher.
That one's 20. We got 20.
Yeah, I know. We're going the right direction here. It's a beautiful fish though. A lot of times these flowage reservoir system fish where you get that real tea-stained water are such a pretty looking fish.
Yeah.
Real dark on the back, all gold, little dapples in them.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, man. I do like me catching a good flowage walleye now and again. And that is a perfect one right there. Well, for the first... I tried, Mitchell. I tried.
It's okay.
For the first couple outings on the old sharpshooter bobber, this thing has been a beast so far, man. A beast, that is for sure.
Why is that? Why is it different than any other bobber that you buy in a store?
Why is it different than any other bobber? It's a couple things that make it a lot different. One is that it slides very easily down. It's grommeted. Not only is it grommeted on both ends, but it's sleeved all the way through. So the bobber has a lot of speed to it going down the line. Also, when you're rigging it, there's no more like sucking on the bobber, trying to get the line through it. It's just braided line will go right through the thing. The other thing is, in my opinion, is this style of bobber is one of the best ones. This kind of like wobbling back and forth, weighted in the middle type of bobber. It lets me, the way this thing's weighted, it lets me sharpshoot, put it on fish very quick. It doesn't look that wavy out right now, but it's kind of breezy out. And I'm able to just, shoot sideways to the wind, into the wind, wherever I want to put this thing right on a fish. That's why it's called the sharpshoot bobber. The other thing is this whole setup. We really wanted to make kind of the complete slip bobber setup, which is what this is. It's not just the bobber, it's the weight, it's the swivel, it's the bobber stop, everything like that. And most importantly, your hook. And it comes in two different sizes for the 1/4 ounce style sharpshooter bobber or the half. But with these, we're fishing obviously pretty shallow right now. This is the smaller sized jig, which goes on the 1/4 ounce. And it's still, for a very small jig, you're never going to find a jig that's got that good of a hook and a hook gap for slip bobber fishing. This is as good as it gets. It's kind of the whole system, like many things. It's not just one little thing here or there. It's the whole system that makes it good, Mitchell. All right. Just caught a whole pile of fish, but we're going to go on a little big fish adventure now. Is it going to be successful? I don't know. It's really hard to try to find a big fish in 1 hour on this lake, but we're going to try it anyway. So stay tuned. Let's make it happen, baby.
Tom, I had a question for you for the viewers at home that don't have live.
Okay.
So, but they want to fish this style, which is super cool. How do you go about it if you don't have live?
So if you're going to fish this pattern without using a forward facing, basically?
Yep.
Yeah. What I would do is I would get in this area. I would do some side imaging. I would look for voids in the weeds, pockets in the weeds, or fish. Once I found those things, I would pepper areas with slip bobbers. If you're in the state of Wisconsin, you're allowed 3 slip bobbers. So you could literally just like have 3 laying up here and just chuck them out, right? You might be drifting a little bit, but that's fine. The other way you could fish up here is just like throwing a light 1/4 ounce search bait and a leech. Get in these areas and just kind of hover it like over the top of these weeds that you guys are seeing, and do a little bit more like water coverage to find fish as opposed to like specific sharpshooting things. But the slip bobbers, and then maybe once you catch a fish here, just hit spot lock right away, and then throw your 3 or 6 slip bobbers out, depending if you got another person with you. That's
Sure.
what I'd do.
Yeah, so if you're drifting over the top, either let the wind drift you or kind of work slowly with your trolling motor is what you're saying, and cover ground.
If you're just not seeing fish, which some of these areas, like I don't know how you can see the live here, Mitchell, but like there's a void in the weeds.
Right.
So you'd see fish there on side imaging. Now, if those fish were all sitting like up over this, you might not see them as good, because they're going to be elevated up over like all that thick mass of weeds right there. There's some fish doing both of those things right now, but that's kind of how I'd attack it without forward facing. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this one. We filmed another video like this. I don't know if both of them are going up or what, so yeah, but that is what it is. Super fun bite. And I always say, no matter how many different ways you can catch a walleye, jigging big lead baits, ripping spoons, doing this, doing that, something special about watching a slip bobber go down. So it's just enjoyable. It's just one of those techniques that's just cool to do. And with forward-facing sonar and all this sharpshooting stuff, it's one of those patterns that's super interactive, which is always super fun. But I appreciate you guys watching this one. We're going to go home, clean the old Warrior up, polish my baby up, and we're going to Minnesota to fish the Minnesota opener tomorrow at a location in which walleye fishing was invented. So I appreciate you guys watching this one. If you guys like this channel, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. We'll see you guys next time.